Alright, today I'm gonna be playing Fate Stay Night, the Fate route of the Fate Stay Night series. I've actually haven't been able to play this game. I have watched the anime, so I do know what some things might happen, but I'll try not to spoil things. And since I watched the anime, I really enjoyed it, and this is why I'm starting to play the visual novel of the game. First things off, this game is originally, before the patches and updates, is for 18 and older, but I am going to go to the settings and make this apparently 15 years old and up. So what I'm gonna do is keep censoring off, uncensoring off, and turn off the H scenes, and that should do it. So I won't be reading when there's voice acting during this game. There's actually 3 routes. The Fate Stay Night route, the Fate Night, and then there's a Heaven's Feel, and then there's Unlimited Blade Works. When I came to, I was in a burning field. I guess it was a big fire. The familiar town had turned to ashes, and it looked like the remains of a battlefield from a movie. But that didn't last long either. The fire had died down by the time the sun rose. The tall wall of flame had shortened, and most of the buildings had fallen. It felt strange, being the only thing in that place that still had its original form. I was the only one still alive around here. I must have been really lucky, or my house was built in a very lucky spot. I don't know which it is, but the point is, I was the only one left alive. I felt that since I survived, I should live on. I felt that I read that. I started walking aimlessly because I thought it would be dangerous just to stay there. I wasn't really concerned about getting burned up like those people lying around me. Probably because over and above not wanting to be like them, I had a stronger feeling in my mind. But still, I had no hope. It was already a wonder I was still alive, so I couldn't expect to be alive. I won't survive. Whatever happens, I won't be able to escape from this red world. It was such an absolute hell that even a small child could understand it. And I collapsed. Was that because there was no air? Was it because no function was left in my body? Anyway, I collapsed and stared up at the clouded sky. Everything around me was burned up, and I could see many shriveled people. The dark clouds loomed overhead, telling me it would rain soon. That's good, the fire will be put out once it rains. In the end, I sighed deeply and looked up at the sky. I say to myself that it hurts. I say so on behalf of all the people who couldn't even say so. Well, yeah, because they're dead. That was 10 years ago. After that, I was miraculously saved. My body survived. But I think all the other things about me burned up and were reduced to ashes. If you take away a child's parents' home and all such things, there's nothing left for him. That's why there was only my body. I think it's a simple story. In other words, in order to let my body live, my heart died. Well, that's a really depressing start. I'm dreaming. I squinted my eyes at the white light. So bright, I think. It was just light entering my eyes when I woke up, but I'm not used to it. I probably didn't even understand what the bright light meant. When my eyes focus, I'm surprised. I'm lying on an unfamiliar bed in an unfamiliar room. I'm surprised, but the room is so white and clean that I feel safe. I look around. The room is big, there are many beds. Persons in each bed, and everyone seems to be hurt. But nothing feels ill in this room. Everyone who's hurt is someone who was saved. I relaxed and let my eyes wander. Outside the window, the bright blue sky was unbelievably beautiful. After a few days, I finally understood. I would clearly remember what had happened in the past few days. Even so, I was no different from a newborn baby. Not just a metaphor, it was close to the truth. Anyway, it was a terrible fire. I had been saved from it, was in the hospital with my body wrapped in bandages, and my parents were gone. I didn't get the situation, but I vaguely understood that I was alone. I think I understood quickly. Well, there was nothing but children in similar situations around me, so all I could do was absorb the fact. And after that, that man came. Right when I was beginning to wonder what would happen to me next. He came on the day my bandages were taken off and I was able to eat without help. Wrinkle-coated and uncombed hair, the man, a bit younger than the doctor, felt more like a big brother than a father.
こんにちは。君がシロー君だね。
A smile that seems to melt into the white sunlight. I think it was a suspicious voice, but a very kind voice.
率直に聞くけど、孤児院に預けられるのと、初めて会ったおじさんに引き取られるの、君はどっちがいいかな?
The man was saying he could adopt me. When I asked him if he was a relative of mine, he said he was just a stranger. He looked like an unreliable guy with no future. But it made no difference, as I knew nothing about either one, him or the orphanage. So I decided to go with him.
そうか。よかった。なら早く身支度を済ませよう。新しい家に一日でも早く慣れなくっちゃいけないからね。
The guy quickly started packing my stuff. His packing wasn't so good, even in the eyes of a child. Then after making a big mess... That's what she said?
おっと。大切なことを言い忘れた。
Oh, I forgot to mention something important.
うちに来る前に、一つだけ教えなくちゃいけないことがある。
He turns to me lightheartedly and says, "Yeah."
はじめに言っておくとね、僕は魔法使いなんだ。
He says it in a serious, exaggerated tone. It happened in an instant. Come to think of it now, I was really a child back then. I automatically believed those words.
うわ、じいさんすごいな。
I guess I said so with bright eyes. Since that time, I became his child. Actually, I don't remember what I said back then. But my father would always talk about that day. He would remember and retell the story again and again. So, for my father, Kiritsugu, that might have been the happiest day of his life. So, I guess it was strange for my father to tell me that he was a sorcerer, but I was strange as well for admiring that. And thus I became an adopted son, and my last name became Amiya Shiro. When I said my name, I was really proud of having the last name as Kiritsugu. I'm dreaming. A story from my childhood. It was when I really convinced my father to make me his student. So it must have been about 8 years ago. When I was old enough to stay at home by myself, Kiritsugu started to leave the house on a regular basis. He would say in his normal tone that he would travel the world and actually act on his words. That's how it was after that. It was normal for him to leave the house empty for a month, and he sometimes wouldn't come home for half a year. Well, doesn't sound like a good father if he doesn't come home for half a year. And keep in mind, he's the only one living there, so yeah. So the Emiya house is a big Japanese-style house, and Kiritsuga and I were the only ones living there. So leaving him there by himself, I don't think that's a good father, but it's better than going to an orphanage and probably, most likely, not getting adopted. But still, I liked my life here. Emiya would come home from his journeys and tell me lots of his stories like a child. And the child who shared his last name would be at home waiting for these stories. And I was always alone in the house, but that loneliness would all fade with the stories he brought back. The father, who was always chasing his dreams like a child, his attitude was astounding, but he always seemed dazzling to me. That might be why I wanted to be like him someday. Well, on top of that, looking at my ever-dreaming father, I felt I should become reliable myself. Alright, this game looks like it's a lot of text, and hopefully there's more images that occur as you go along with the text. Day one. I hear a sound. I hear a heavy, old, rusty sound as the door opens. Light enters the dark shed. My mind waking up.
先輩、起きてますか?
Yes, senpai, notice me. Feels the cold air and the approaching footsteps.
おはよう、さくら。
はい、おはようございます、先輩。
Sakura smiles and nods as if accustomed to the situation.
先輩、朝ですよ。まだ時間はありますけど、ここで眠っていたら藤村先生に怒られます。
そうだな。よく起こしに来てくれた。いつもすまない。
そんなことありません。先輩、いつも朝は早いですから。こんな風に起こしに来れるなんてたまにしかありません。
I can only come to wake you up this. Oh wait, she already said that. Question mark. Sakura seems more upbeat than usual today, as if she's happy about something. It really kind of bothers me that she always says senpai all the time. She overuses that term too much, so I kind of don't like her character.
そうかな。結構さくらには起こされてるぞ、俺。けど、藤姉には叩き起こされるから、さくらの方が助かる。これに懲りずに次は頑張る。
I answer her with a sleepy head. I don't know what I'm saying with my mind not fully awake.
はい、わかりました。でも、頑張ってもらわない方が嬉しいです、私。
Sakura is giggling. Yeah. I guess my head was still dozing. I said something weird.
ちょっと待ってくれ。すぐ起きるから。
The cold outdoor air helps in situations like this. chill works well to beat the sleepiness out of my head. In front of me is Mato Sakura, my junior at school. This place is a shed behind my house, and the time is 6 o'clock. Okay, so he likes to sleep in a shed instead of his house.
先輩、
ああ、目が覚めた。ごめんな、さくら。またやっちまった。朝の支度手伝わないといけないのに。
そんなのいいんです。先輩、夕べも遅かったんでしょ。なら朝はゆっくりしてください。朝食の支度は私がしておきますから。
Sakura says so in a happy tone. It's unusual, and Sakura really seems to be in good mood this morning. Well, probably because she was watching him sleep. Hint, hint.
バカ、そういうわけにいくか。今起きるから一緒にキッチンに行こう。よし、準備完了。それじゃあ行こう、さくら。
いえ、その先輩。
なんだよ、他に何かあるのか。
いえ、そういうことではないんですけど、その先輩、家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います。
Oh, well then. That said, I looked down at myself. I fell asleep while I was working, so I'm still wearing my overalls. Oh, okay. I thought he was probably like wearing like something indecent or something. Being my work clothes, they're pretty dirty. I can't imagine what Fujine would say to me if I went into the house like this.
まだ目が覚めてないみたいだ。なんか普段に増して抜けてるな、俺。
そうかもしれませんね。ですから朝食の支度は私に任せて、先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください。それにほら、ここを散らかしっぱなしにしていたら藤村先生に怒られるでしょ。
そうだな。それじゃあ着替えてから行くから、さくらは先に戻っていてくれ。
はい、お待ちしてますね、先輩。
Aw, what a good friend. Well, at least she should be a friend, maybe more, I don't know. Sakura leaves. Well, I have to change in my school uniform and clear up this mess. This shed is built on the edge of our yard, and just as it seems, it's a warehouse we put all our junk in. But for me, it's a place of treasures, as I've enjoyed messing with things since I was a kid. Father didn't allow me to go into the shed, but I always sneaked in here. As a result, it became my base. For me, Amiya Shiro, I guess you could call this place my real room. The big Amiya household doesn't suit me, and I can only relax in this space full of junk.
そもそももったいないじゃないか。ガラクタって言ってもまだ使えるし。
Most of the things in here are appliances that can't be used anymore. Did I bring all the junk in here because I liked the place? Or did I come to like it here because of all the junk? Anyway, since I was always sneaking in here, it became my hobby to fix the broken things. It's not like I get attached to things. I think it's just annoying. It annoys me to not use things that can be still used. And just like that, I was fixing up the stove all last night.
完成は明日か。途中で寝るなんて集中力が足りない証拠だ。
I shake off the feeling of disappointment in myself. I gather up all the parts of the stove and put them on the shelf full of things waiting to be fixed. There are no spaces on the shelf full of things awaiting repair. An old VCR waits after the stove. I guess I'll ignore the fact that Fujini broke both of them. I changed into my uniform. This place is like a room, and it holds changes of clothes along with other things I need. It also has a lot of blueprints and junk and results of failures from when I do my training. What kind of training? There also seems kind of old design. There's also some kind of old design inscribed in the floor, like an altar or something.
さて、今日も一日頑張って精進しよう。
Clapping my hands in prayer to the shed, I head for the house. Dot, dot, dot. Oh, this house is big.